Alright there guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we are returning to a show that I have not talked about since 2022. That's right, we are returning to the the anime centered entirely around cosplay. Today we're going to be looking at My Dress Up Darling Season 2, that's right. So, a quick recap, if you got how Season 1 ended, it ended with Kitagawa telling Gojo that she loves him over the phone, but Gojo had already fallen asleep, so he doesn't actually know that yet. He didn't hear her say that. So, only the first 4 episodes have been released at the time of recording, but by the time this video goes up, the 5th episode will have released, so there'll be something that's happened that I don't talk about here by the time this video goes up. So we begin Season 2 just getting ourselves reacquainted with the main characters. It was Gojo and Kitagawa this time round, because in episode 1 of Season 1, they met because Kitagawa flew across the room and smashed her head on his table. But the two are very much acquainted these days, and even share a pokey stick. Or Pocky, if I think that's what it's called. And Kitagawa tries to make Gojo go Lady and the Tramp style, if you know what I mean. So, the first episode is just getting reacquainted with everything. But next up we go into the next episode. We have a karaoke section with Gojo, Gojo in some like full-on bunny suit, Kitagawa in a bunny outfit, because of course we know the bunny girl look is very popular within anime. I mean, hell, even Bulma in Dragon Ball had a bunny outfit. So, Kitagawa's friend, Noah, who in my opinion is actually best girl of the show, mostly due to her appearance. I actually think she's best girl, and have done ever since Season 1 back in 2022. And after she finishes, actually not in the middle of the karaoke song she's singing, she just blurts out to Gojo, "Are you and Marin dating?" Gojo, of course, freaked out by this because they're not. He's not aware that Kitagawa is in love with him. He isn't aware of that. He's still not aware of that yet. So, he of course is scrambling around for what to say, and then says no, leaves the room, sees these two guys seemingly cornering Kitagawa. So he goes up to them, thinking they're threatening her with something, so he says, "Whatever you're gonna do to her, do it to me." And then it's a big misunderstanding because these guys are actually Kitagawa's hairstylists. And there was nothing wrong going on at all, which Gojo feels very embarrassed about, as you can imagine. In fact, for the bunny outfit for Kitagawa, Gojo even goes to get the materials to make the outfit. And the guy who is selling them thinks Gojo wants them for himself instead of for Kitagawa. But he doesn't judge and just gives him the materials anyway. So next we have a cosplay event. So yeah, I don't think it's a convention, I think it's just a cosplay event. And Gojo and Kitagawa meet this guy who is cosplaying as a girl and is worried about how people are going to think of him. Because as much as a guy cosplaying as a girl is not unheard of, it's still a lot rarer than the other way around. A girl cosplaying as a guy, that's a lot more common, isn't it? So he's worried that people are going to judge him for it. But no one actually does. He was very worried about Gojo judging him for being a guy but cosplaying as a girl. And I'm just thinking, if there's anyone at all that is not going to judge you for cosplaying as a girl despite being a guy, it's Gojo. He literally makes Hina dolls. He is not going to judge you at all. And the guy even tells a story of when a girl asked him out, and he took her back to where he lives. And when she opened the wardrobe, there were just a ton of girly outfits. So originally, she thought that he actually already lived with the girl and was leading her on. So he was scrambling around trying to tell her that's not the case, and that instead, those are his clothes instead of a girl's. This makes her even more freaked out than before. And he basically tells Gojo and Kitagawa, I dumped that bitch. He doesn't literally say that, but you get what I mean. And he says that his sister actually helped him a lot with this and accepting that this is something he likes to do. And then a bunch more people start asking him for photos at the event. And he straight up immediately tells them that he's a guy cosplaying as a girl. But that doesn't bother them, and they still take photos with him anyway. The only thing left is the school culture festival coming up, where Kitagawa is going to be entering the beauty pageant as a girl has to cosplay as a guy, and vice versa. She, of course, volunteers immediately, as to be expected with Kitagawa. And so she's going to cosplay from this show that's very, very reminiscent of Ouran High School Host Club. Like, very reminiscent of it. In fact, the character she's going to be cosplaying in the show that this is from is a girl who pretends to be a guy at the host club. remind you of anybody? A certain Haruhi Fujioka, maybe? So she needs a 3-piece suit, and the episode ends with Gojo, after being told by his class that he doesn't need to help them with all the manual labour stuff and try and make Kitagawa's outfit as well, because that's way too straining for him. They tell him, just focus on making Kitagawa's outfit. That's all you need to worry about. So I imagine the next episode of the show is going to be Gojo making Kitagawa's three-piece suit ready for the Culture Festival's beauty pageant, which I imagine Kitagawa will win. And it would be really funny if the guy having to cosplay a girl in the beauty pageant was Gojo. That would be quite funny, and I can see that happening as well. So far, the only thing that's a bit odd in season 2 is that Sajuna and Shinju, two cosplaying sisters that we met in season 1, have not appeared at all in season 2. They haven't even been mentioned, not once. Wonder if we'll even see them in season 2, or they were only for season 1. We'll have to wait and see. But that is my look at My Dress Up Darling season 2 so far. If you guys have enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and until we meet again, see you in the next one.